Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome to episode 199 of the Unknown Games podcast. I'm your host Adrian, aka NinjaTrixta, joined with my co-host Alex. What's up, man? How's it going?
I had a soundboard set up and then I removed it, I think. So
I think I had a soundboard set up for this thing and I don't know where it went. We're still using Riverside. It's the week, or it's not even the week after Black Friday. I guess technically it is, but Cyber Monday was today. Wow.
I found a soundboard.
There we go. I'm like
Yeah,
waiting for
no,
another
yeah, I
sound
like I
almost.
like rearranged my stream deck, kind of moved all my buttons around, and I lost track of my soundboard because I don't use it very often.
Yeah. I don't use mine as much as I used to when I first got my Stream Deck, and I was like, "Oh, it's like a new plaything." And now it's like, "Oh, well, it's just it's nice and all, but I'm okay. I'm okay with it not using it for that purpose. Soundboard. I don't keep it updated like I should.
Do you just use it for stream? Like, do you just use it to change scenes and that's it?
Yeah, that's it. I use it for streams for scenes, and then a lot of it for like Twitch, like clipping functionality. I have a lot of the Twitch stuff there, and then I use it for like some sound effects that I've had all the way throughout the 4 years of streaming apparently. So, but
That's been a
yeah,
while.
it's been a while. Yeah, we've been both streaming for 4, 5 years, going on it somewhere in there.
Exciting.
Exciting news. Anyways, like I said, this is we talk about video games, and if you're joining us here on YouTube, or if you are listening to us on Spotify or Google Play Podcasts, any of those nice wonderful services, thanks for listening and joining. Today we don't have too much to talk about. It has been a really chill year in games. Last week we did talk about the video game awards and did our voting for most of the categories, at least the ones we cared about. And this episode, all I've got on the agenda is Black Friday, because I've had some people of my friends anyways ask me, how is Black Friday in Japan, and then talk about a little bit about games we played, and then a little bit of video game news. So it's going to be a pretty quick. I was going to say a quiet 30. We means we won't talk for 30 minutes.
Yeah, brain function fine.
Brain function is going as normal as it's always been, for better or worse. Anyways, yeah, Black Friday in Japan. Did you get anything for Black Friday? Because it is a thing now. For the past 4 or 5 years, I feel like.
You're asking if I bought something on Black Friday from a Japanese store? Because Black Friday now extends to pretty much everywhere in the world because of e-commerce, right?
That's true. That's true.
But you're asking if I bought a thing from Black Friday from a Japanese retailer who would have normally done it, like,
Yeah,
in the
or
past?
I guess online still works. Yeah, I didn't think of it that way, because I didn't really ever do much Black Friday shopping in the US, like
Uh-huh.
maybe once or twice.
Right.
And so when I did do that, it was never like online, it was always in the
In person,
actual
right?
store. Yeah. So when I got to Japan, it just wasn't a thing for so long, like
For a
Black
bit, and then
Friday.
it kind of
Yeah.
came, yeah.
And then it came, and so like I only knew it for a little bit.
I mean, Black Friday for me it's foreign to me in two ways because number one, in Canada we didn't rather do Black Friday because there is a similar holiday in Canada called Boxing Day, which is one day after Christmas,
Christmas, right.
and it's basically the same thing. It's Black Friday, but it's on a different day. It's called Boxing Day. So we had that. So there was like no need for Canada to do Black Friday.
Right.
And then I think just as time went on with globalization and like consumerism, being a thing, Canadians were just like, why don't we get Black Friday? I want to shop for it. And then eventually retailers were like, all right, fuck, fine, Black Friday. But it's super dumb, by the way, because Black Friday's in November, and then Christmas we still do Boxing
But
Day.
you still do Boxing Day.
We
So
didn't
it's
like cancel it or move it, so
double
it's
up.
just it's like back-to-back sales, kind of like what Steam does for the Steam sales, or it's just like some stupid like month-long sale period kind of thing in Canada. Anyway, so that's me as a Canadian, and then in Japan, it also kind of crept into Japanese retailers as well. To answer your question originally, I only bought some stuff on Black Friday sale through Amazon, which I don't know if that really counts because Amazon isn't a Japanese company.
Right.
But I bought some Black Friday stuff on Amazon, and then I bought some other Black Friday stuff from e-commerce retailers. They're not, Japanese, but I went shopping and bought some stuff mailed to me, from overseas.
Right. Like even for me, I think that the whole thing is, yeah, I most of the stuff I was checking out was on Amazon, but I noticed like in some malls here, like they finally started doing it's
Definitely,
mainly
yeah. Yeah,
the
we were yesterday. Yeah, it was yesterday. So we went out shopping yesterday, and it's just a thing now. So it's like Black Friday weekend or something in a lot of Japanese malls, and I don't know. It's fine, really. Sometimes they don't get it. It sounds rude, but
They
it sounds
don't
a
get
little rude.
it.
But I saw a sign that was like Black Friday, and it said like, well, it just starts on not Friday,
Not
like it's on a
Friday.
different day, or it's after, like it's after this weekend kind of thing. Like you
Yeah.
have missed it actually.
I mean, they still haven't done the whole. I didn't see any stores that were doing pre Black Friday sales or like just starting it beforehand because it's not like they had a culture of rushing out to get something. Like, even if there is something that's hotly anticipated, people just wait in line. Like, I remember camping out for Monster Hunter Portable Third around like a Yodobashi camera, and the line was wrapped around the store, the one in Shinjuku.
With
And
that one, yeah.
yeah, and there was more than 100, 200 people in this line. It wasn't nobody when they opened the door. Everyone just walked. We just all waited in line and walked slowly. Just walked up there, got
Yeah,
our.
it's the
That
like
was it. You know,
you hear stories of like people literally dying on Black Friday,
on Black Friday.
like in America, whatever. Like man gets trampled. I think it was in Canada actually. There's footage which is horrific, but like it's Boxing Day, right? And it's
Yeah, yeah.
a worker goes to unlock the doors,
Mm-hmm.
and then like customers start to like push before the guy even gets the doors open, and like they basically like crowd crush him. Like the doors like break, and then he just dies. He gets trampled, and it's captured on security cameras. And I'm
Jeez
like,
Louise.
Jesus Christ, holy shit, people.
It's one of those things where, like, I don't want to laugh because that is
Yeah,
it's horrible. But yeah, you hear about that and see it on our
yeah.
side of
I'm
the
like, did
world.
you really need that TV that badly? But yeah.
But dude, those TVs are so.
But the
My cousin,
sales, am I right?
dude, my cousin, he's like, yeah, I walked into Best Buy or Costco or something, and like the 80-inch 90 TVs were just like like $500 or something. I'm like, what? What? I mean, they're not 4K, they're not OLED.
So
Well,
wait,
they're
they're
probably
not
4K, but
4K.
they're 4K, but not OLED. They're
Okay, I
just
was about
like
to be like, that's got to be some very shitty pixel density.
the pixel density
Why?
is like
Yeah.
let's go.
Damn.
So it's yeah. Anyways,
But did you do
Black
any Black Friday
Friday.
sale? Like, what did you get? What did you shop
Yeah,
for?
I mean, so I was going back and forth a couple things that I needed for the longest time.
Huh.
Number one, I actually needed to upgrade my webcam because this C920, I've been all of my technology that I've been working with for streaming for the past 4 years. It was great. I didn't know anything. I was like, okay, I need
Are
a
you still
monitor.
using the C? Is this the
One,
C920 now or no?
this is not the C920. This
Oh,
is
okay.
this is actually the Elgato Facecam Pro. I think 4K. I
The
think
big
that's what.
chunky boy, the one that looks like a rectangle.
Dude, this thing was it might as well have been like a little small sandwich.
It's like a big rectangle, right?
It was, yeah, it's a big rectangle. It
Yeah,
is
yeah, yeah.
chunky, but I was blown away when I actually opened it and connected it to my computer because I realized I wasn't even using the full capacity of my C920.
You mean
So the C920, if I remember correctly, it does 1080p 30 FPS max, right?
correct? You're doing what? You're
And
doing 720/60 or something?
I wasn't even doing 60, bro. I
You're
was
doing
720
720/30?
30. And then
Yeah.
I checked out. I was like, okay, hold on. Let me check out OBS. OBS wasn't letting me do 720 60. So this entire time for 4 years, I have only
You're using.
bro, when it turned to 720 60, I was like, wait a minute. And then it turned to 1080 60. I was like, oh my God. I could have got
So
the 1080p version and been happy.
that's very funny.
I'm
What do you
very
stream it, by the
happy.
way? What when you stream to Twitch, right?
Yeah,
What what's your output? Frame rate to Twitch? Is it 30 or is it 60?
it's 60. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because I was about to be like, oh, it doesn't matter. It's 30 anyways. But if okay,
It was a mess. I'm pretty sure it's like set up at 60 1080 60, but yeah. So I got that, and I was like, you know what, I'll just dip into savings, or that I was going to save this month. It wasn't on sale. I
you just
waited.
wanted it, right?
I've been looking at it for like an entire year after doing research for a
So
year
you're
and a
like, fuck
half.
it, I want this
Yeah, I'm
camera.
just like, you know what,
Yeah.
I might as well just get it now, even if it's not on sale. And then I was like, you know what, I need a new monitor
You bought a
because
new monitor.
I bought a new monitor. I was looking at my when I got my TV, life was great, and then it was like, holy crap, you know what? I'm not seeing games like I want to see them on this monitor, and I
You're
thought
like,
it was, yeah,
so
I thought
funny.
I thought it was good. It was 144 hertz. I didn't look at the. I'm like, it's normal for 2017, 2018. It's fine. This isn't even an IPS panel. This is a TN panel. What the?
TN. By the way, that's like how old is that at this point? I mean, before 2020 for sure. I mean, it makes you feel better. I mean, they're still usable, but yeah, it's a little bit of a dated technology. So when you start using your new not TN panel, you'll probably be like, oh, colors look really good. Like, oh, this is really saturated.
No,
Actually,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. That I mean, that was the whole thing was when I bought the TV, I just noticed how well like not
How
only the
colors look.
details but how colors were.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
I have a I forgot if this is a BenQ. I forgot what this my other monitor is, but I got it for drawing specifically. So I made sure that it actually does have good colors. And I always notice like I was like, okay, this monitor isn't going to be as good as that one. That's fine. I'm just using it for gaming. But then you know what? Now I'm just like, man, so I got that on sale. Amazon did have all the monitors. I'm not going to say it's a mid range. It's probably like, nice, good, low budget, but
Well, I mean, like, I think they've
you know,
come. I guess they've come down in price relatively. What I'm trying to say is like the specs for less money, you get better specs as time goes on.
as time goes on.
So I
Yeah.
remember my first 1440 or 140 hertz monitor was a TN panel, right? That was like $200 maybe. And then later I got another 144 hertz. Actually, no, it's 165 hertz 40p for like a little bit more. And then now that monitor like broke, unfortunately, so I had to like buy a new one. So it's
Yeah.
like 175 hertz. So it's like feature creeping. Like
It's
I'm
like
spending the
feature
same amount of
creeping.
money, but I'm getting like slightly better specs. Yeah.
I almost got a 240 hertz and I was like, I don't need
Of
that.
what resolution though?
It was going to be 1440p.
Of 240? Jesus,
So
that's actually.
no, so so what got me on this was I was looking at Digital Foundry last week, and Sony's coming out with this new OLED is it 340 hertz refresh? It's stupidly high, and I was looking at it on my TV, and I was like, this is stupid. This looks beautiful. There's only so many games you can even run at that frame rate that your
Well,
graphics card can really
some
even.
games won't even let you. You have to go
They won't
uncapped
even
or
let you.
whatever. Yeah.
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 Doom Eternal does let you run it natively. And there's a couple other games that they were testing that allow you to do it natively. But yeah, other than that, you have to like drop your resolution down to whatever and then
So
crank it
to
up
get that many
to
frames,
get
like
that many frames.
that's a high number of frames. That's kind of funny, really. Yeah.
Yeah, he was just like he was so surprised that it's like it doesn't look real anymore. It's just
Like so smooth.
it's so smooth. It's like real life. Like it was blowing his mind. But what
Have you
blew his
ever
mind the most was like a pixel game because the pixels
like
just
how
never
fast that refreshes?
they just never like it was just smooth, crispy butter. And he was like, this is how every 2D pixel game needs to be.
Have you ever met anyone who was trying to tell you that like frame rate doesn't matter?
I mean, I used to be one of those people.
And you're like, the human eye can't see more than 24. I'm like, that's not true,
I
but
used to be one of those people. And I will
yeah.
say I made a concession for Wukong. This is why I want a PS5 Pro
You're playing that at
because
30, right?
I was playing it at 4K 30
Yeah, okay.
or close to whatever they have 4K. It's not native. But it just looks so much better than the performance mode or the balance mode. It was like it was just much more of a gap. And I was just like, okay, I'll take the visuals because it's really beautiful and I'll play on 30. Like I've played on 30 most of my life, whatever. But like when you turn 60 on, you're like,
See,
man,
I'm the opposite. All right. So I was playing FF7 Rebirth early this year, right? So it has two
yeah, yeah,
modes, right? So it has performance and uh, what's the word? Fidelity or like hot
Fidel,
looking mode, yeah, good
yeah,
looking mode.
yeah,
So I tried. Well, I started at performance mode because I'm like 60 or nothing, baby. Like I'm not gonna not go below 60, and I was playing a lot on 60.
yeah, yeah.
And then people were like, "Game looks like ass on performance mode," and I'm like, "Does it? I guess, kind of does, yeah." So then I switched it to like 4K mode, right?
Yeah.
And then
You saw night and
I
day, didn't
started
you?
running. I started running, and I'm like, "Nope, fuck, no, 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 no."
But how did it look while it was still? While it
Well,
was
yeah,
just
obviously really
still.
good, yeah, but like the moment I started like moving away, I was like, no, this bad.
It's
I
the
can't do
same way
this.
when so Stellar Blade that 4K mode, don't touch it. It's bad. Like even on my TV, I look at it and play it. Yeah, it's just that
So the
30 for
4K
some
mode, the performance
the
mode,
yeah not the performance mode
like
and
the good
balance
looking
mode
mode,
we're both good. Yeah, the good looking mode. Yeah, the fidelity mode that is the
because the frame rate's too low.
because the frame rate's too low. Like
Okay.
sometimes it looks like it's not even hitting 30.
Oh,
Like
really?
it just doesn't feel like it, but 30 is half of 60.
So Stellar Blade actually has three modes. It has performance, fidelity, and balance. So did you play on balance or did you play on?
Played on balanced
Yeah, I played on
because
balance too. Yeah,
yeah, it was honestly
it actually
I
looks really
have
good. It looks
I have to
really good
say
still.
it
Yeah,
looks good. Yeah, balanced and performance both look good, but you know I had no issues with balance. So
yeah, same.
yeah, that's what I ended up getting. Just those two things, and then yeah, Riverside had this sale, 35% off the yearly
Your
membership.
Black
So
Friday purchases, you
I
got
pulled
tech and you
another.
got
I got
podcasting services. Yeah,
yeah, and I started looking at some microwaves, and I was like,
but you're fucking
I
you're
didn't
going
buy the
crazy now.
microwave. I
Now,
didn't buy the microwave.
yeah,
I'm
nothing
like
stop. You're gonna
next
spend money now. Like nothing's
next
stopping you.
paycheck, next
Yeah,
paycheck. I'm like, maybe I'll get this new microwave.
that's funny.
Time to upgrade. But yeah, what about you? What about you?
I bought. I'm glad you asked. No, honestly, nothing exciting. Like nothing great. If you have to ask, I bought. It's out of frame. I bought a light. I bought a light. So this, you know, how my room is like just very blue right now.
Which is
I'm just shooting
nice.
a. I'm
I
just
can't
shooting a
get very
light.
blue. I wish I had like very
Yeah,
blue over on the other side or something. I
yeah.
need
I'm
another
literally
one.
just shooting a big ass blue light at my wall right now. So I bought that. What else did I get? I bought just some shit that I know that I would appreciate, but
Yeah.
it's not like sexy. It's not like ooh new webcam or like new camera whatever. I bought some Anchor charging bricks and some
Oh,
cables.
okay.
Like literally that's it. And it's because they're useful. That's why I bought
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
It's because I want to like charge my shit like faster and like in more places. And I'm like, oh, I only have like two chargers that go over 60 watts. I need like more powerful chargers for my phone, camera, and my laptop. So I bought a bunch of that shit. And those are expensive, by the way. I already looked at like 140-watt charging brick. It's like $100. $100 for one. So
Jeez.
those are my purchases. Nothing hot. Nothing
No,
like yeah,
honestly, I wish that I had maybe spaced it out. I don't like spending a lot of money at the same time, but I
yeah.
tend to do that because I'll hold on as long as I can. Like honestly, like the C920 was working fine. You know, it was
Mm.
great. I'm not gonna complain. It's gotten me through everything.
You know what
But
I
I've
discovered? By the way, do
yeah,
you have an Amazon credit card?
no.
No, you should. Here's why. Because if you have an Amazon credit card and you shop on Amazon Fresh for your groceries, and I'm pretty sure where you live because I know where you live.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
pretty sure you get like fresh like services in your area.
Yeah, yeah.
And then, for example, like right now on Amazon.com, it's like, oh, if you spend over each amount of like 10,000 yen, you'll get like bonus points. That also Amazon Fresh, like your groceries also count towards that, and you have to eat regardless. Like you have to buy food, right? So if you're gonna get
The
yeah
upload and the stream are going crazy right now.
yeah
The Can you say
sorry
that
if
again?
okay so Amazon from what part did you not hear
I'm pretty sure you get fresh groceries, and then like they
in
have
your
if you
area?
buy
Okay, okay,
like 20% or
right.
if you
So
buy
like you know
something.
when
Yeah,
Amazon does like the sales campaign where it's like oh spend more than 10,000 yen and you'll get
yeah.
like bonus points.
Okay,
Amazon Fresh counts towards that.
okay.
So
That's
and
not
you have to
bad.
buy food. Like it's not like oh I'm buying a new like whatever every like I'm wasting my money on like on webcams every week. You're not. You're buying food. You have to eat, right?
True,
So if
true.
you're gonna have to eat, you might as well get free Amazon points out of it, and you can put
It's
that towards
not bad. I mean, I do
yeah.
end up getting. I bought toothpaste from Amazon for the first time because the store I usually get it from, it's like 1,000 yen for like one tube. And then Amazon had like two tubes for 1,300 yen. And I was like, okay, you know what? Let me just grab this. Let me grab two of these because like I can get, I'm doubling. I'm getting four of these bad
But you
boys.
can like you can just brush your teeth twice as much
I,
now.
I brush my teeth 2 to 3 times a day, like at least 2 times, but I try to get that third one in. Like, no more cavities. It's like no
Oh,
more
yeah.
like no more cavities. I can't do it. But yeah, Black Friday is coming gone. Is
Do you have any weird
I,
Black Friday stories? Like I can share one if you don't have any before we move on.
I can't remember if the I remember the PS3 released somewhat close to Black
Black Friday.
Friday. Like I remember that, but I don't remember if it was on Black Friday or not. I'm like swapping this thing left and right. Okay, anyways. Yeah, I don't have any like actual black. The only time I went to like really do Black Friday, I went to go buy some jeans. I
Oh,
bought jeans
exciting.
from Old Navy, and it
I
was not
like
crowded.
yeah, so obviously I didn't do any Black Friday shopping in Canada, but I remember being in Japan once and like no, I live in Japan, sorry. That sounded weird. I remember one year in Japan, I went to the Kombini with the 7-Eleven and they had like what they were calling like a Black Friday sale, but it wasn't a Black Friday sale. Nothing was on sale. They just said
Uh,
like Black Friday. I was like, "Do you know what Black Friday is?" And then also like a grocery store. I used to live above a grocery store, and I walked in, and then they said
Yeah.
like Black Friday sale. I'm like, oh no, for a grocery store? Like, what the fuck? Like, I'm not gonna like, this is half off like
Half off
eggs. Like, what's
produce,
going on?
half
Yeah,
off like rotten stuff.
like this isn't like what do you think Black Friday is? Like, this is weird. Yeah,
I don't know.
that's Japan.
Japan.
I think Japan's just trying to figure out what a sales event is, like how to do a sales event. Because I think all the sales event, the biggest sales events in Japan is going to be the start of the new year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Shogatsu, like
Started
just
the,
after New Year's. Yeah,
and
that's
those
Japan's
lucky
shopping event.
bags.
Yeah.
I've never bought a lucky bag before.
We buy a bunch every year because we get tempted, and it's like shit, 90% shit, all the time.
You might get something good in there. You never know. There's
No,
always a
dude.
chance.
So like last year, we signed up for a big camera lucky bag because they do like it was like a lottery. You
Mm-hmm.
sign up, and then like maybe you'll get chosen, and then if you get chosen, you can buy it. So we were like, oh whatever, sure, that's exciting. So we like signed up for a bunch, like one for cameras, one for kitchen goods, one for sporting goods, whatever. We signed up for the ones we want, right? We won just the kitchen one, and I was like, okay, sure, I'll pay for this. It was like Ichiban Inn or something, maybe Niman, I can't remember.
Yeah, yeah.
But like, all right, we'll get the kitchen lucky bag. It came and it was like all garbage. It was like a lantern, like an emergency plastic like flashlight that ran off D batteries.
Huh.
I didn't really want that. Yeah. And then I got a kettle, which we had. I'm like, oh, well, this is kind of nice. It's better than ours, I guess. So we'll threw our old one away. Sure. And then the other one was like a hand blender, which we don't use, and that was it. That was the three things in my. And I was like, you basically made me buy a kettle for $100.
Well, I guess could be worse.
Yeah, it could have been worse,
Better.
but yeah,
It
it could
could
have
be
been
worse.
completely
Could
garbage.
be.
But
Well, if anyone's in Japan and they want to figure out what to do for the holidays, that is always a thing to do since Christmas isn't really like a thing at all. I
yeah,
think this year we're all just working.
yeah, I think so.
Yeah, straight up. So moving on, games we've played. I finished up Neva. I was playing it and it was over very quickly. Will not lie.
How fast?
I want to say it was probably around the same time as Grist, like 4 hours or something like that.
Okay.
So it wasn't like too long of a game, and I mean, like I'm fine with that, just because it's a very beautiful game, and it's for all intents and purposes. I think it gets a lot better towards the end. It's a slow start, so you do get to see the pup through all of its life. You know, you get to interact with Neva throughout all of its life, and it does become more essential in terms of like you in combat. But yeah, I mean, like I enjoyed it. I thought that it was maybe it definitely had some no face vibes from Ghibli. A lot of the
Yeah,
enemies
that's
that you
cool, man.
fight. And yeah, I think if anyone's curious about it and wants to pick it up, I did not cry. I know there are tons of people I know who've said they've cried towards the end of the game or whatever. There's definitely some emotional moments in there, but I almost teared up. Almost teared up. I saw the happiness in the game, but beautiful colors, beautiful visuals,
Yeah,
and
that's
it's
good.
not too expensive. Maybe $20 or something. Not
We
too
might want
bad.
to sell for a few more days. The Steam sale's still going on, actually.
It gosh, Steam sale is like, why does the Steam sale? I'm trying not to buy anything.
If you wait a little bit, there'll be another sale in like 3 weeks.
It'll be another sale. That's why I'm trying not to buy anything from any of them. Just like I have my games that I already have. I bought Metaphor. That was my other Black Friday deal.
Oh, you got that on PC?
PSN. I got it on PSN. Just
Also PS5 then, yeah.
I wanted to use my American account or PayPal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So that was pretty much it. That I've been playing. Still been playing Control. Almost done with that game, and then I'll be back into Tears of the Kingdom to finish up for the end of the year.
Damn, you started that a long time ago.
I forgot how long. Was it this summer? Wait, when did Tears of the Kingdom come out? It was last year, right?
Pretty sure it was last year.
Yeah. I just took a long hiatus from the game.
I didn't like start it at all. I haven't played a Zelda game in a long time.
It's if you play Breath of the Wild, it's very similar. That's all I can
I played a little bit of Breath of the Wild. I remember starting it and being like, I want to go to that temple. And then I like couldn't figure out how to get there, and I was like, eh. And then I stopped playing. I was like, all right, that's good. That's fine. Yeah.
Honestly, that is my experience with Tears of the Kingdom.
Okay, but you beat Breath of the Wild, right?
I beat Breath of the Wild though. Actually, and I actually did really enjoy Breath of the Wild.
Okay.
I know I had like a lot of things that I would say about that game, but I really enjoyed it. And like I told chat, like, I don't think if I wasn't streaming it, I don't think I would have continued potentially, because it is there's some obtuseness in there, and it was, it was all right, but I think having chat there really helped me just get into it more. And by the time I really got into it, like, I was enjoying the game. Like, I was playing it off stream, just doing stuff and chilling. I think I played on the Shinkansen one time on a vacation. I was like,
You brought your Switch with you?
yeah, I
Yeah.
brought and I've never brought that was like the first time I brought my Switch to play
I
something on
have
a
a
train.
super bad habit, like every single time, 100%. I'll bring my Switch with me on a trip, either domestically or when I go back home, and then I won't play it. I will not turn that Switch on once. And I'm like, why did I bring this fucking thing? Why did I pack this?
I mean, a lie, that's very normal. That's what happened to me with my Steam Deck last time.
I had, at least I use my Steam Deck. So I bought it 2 years ago and I brought it back to Canada with me twice now, right?
Yeah.
And each time I've gotten so much use out of Steam Deck back home. Like I was just binging the shit out of Yakuza, and I played FF6, Chrono Trigger. Yeah, I got a lot of use out of my Steam Deck, so that I'm happy that I brought it. But the Switch, I'm like, one time I brought Pokemon with me. I didn't play Pokemon at all. And then this year I brought fucking fitboxing with Miku, like the Hatsune Miku fitboxing game.
Did you want to just show that off to your friends and family or
No,
something?
I was gonna exercise. I was gonna exercise.
Gosh.
Yeah, and then I like didn't. So
Fitboxing is like, cause I own Fitboxing, and it's the one where if you have just a nice place to stand, like put your kickstand on your Switch up and put it at eye level, you can actually play that game on the what do they call that mode? Tabletop mode, I think is what it's called.
Yeah.
You can actually play it that way. And you can kind of do that with Ring Fit, but like all you're doing is standing and boxing and punching, and it works really well. Yeah. So did you ever play that DLC? And it's not even DLC. It's just like it's like a full.
it's a game, and I
game.
bought it. And I bought it. Yeah.
Did you play it?
I played a little bit at home, like before I went back. Yeah.
Okay.
Because I like the songs. They have a lot of like actual really good songs in there. So it's kind of like, to me, it was like a rhythm game. Like, it's the same reason that you would play Beat Saber. It's why people would play Beat Saber, right? Because no one's like, I want to. Or some people would be like, I want to exercise, right? But it's a rhythm game first and foremost.
Yeah.
The Miku Fitbox game is the opposite. It's a fitness game first, but because it has really good Miku songs in there, I'm like, oh, maybe it'll be fun. So then I bought it, and it is kind of fun. The timing to me is annoying. Like there's a weird, because it's so inaccurate. The Joy-Cons, like when you want to punch, right? I'll like punch, I'll do a hook, and it's like you didn't hook, and I'm like, fuck yeah, I did. What are you talking about?
That's the same issue I had.
Yeah.
Like it was hard to stay on the beat. And I don't know if
so I had to change it. I had to go
into
into settings, and I had to change the offset to something like insane to like make it make sense to me.
Because I was just like, yeah, this is not lining up the way I wanted to. Especially when you have to do like punch, jab, punch, or like the combinations and like one.
Yeah, and I was starting to cheese it too, because to me, I really care about getting a full combo, right?
Yeah.
Like because I'm playing it like a music game.
Exactly.
So for some of the weird combos where it's like punch, punch, hook, whatever, uppercut, I would actually just rotate my wrist like this, and it would count all of them. So I was like, oh.
It's like the old school Wii Sports.
You just waggle,
or you just waggle or like flip for baseball or whatever, and it's just like, yeah. You can always game it somehow. But yeah, I don't know. Are you playing anything new or?
No, I'm so shitty at playing video games recently. I don't know what it is. Like I'll finish work, right? And then I'll be on YouTube until like midnight at my bedtime. So the last time we talked, right? We podcast. I was playing Metaphor. I bought a game dev story on the Steam sale. I streamed a little bit, like a tiny bit of it last week. I'll probably play a little bit more this week. And then I also bought Buckshot Roulette, which I don't know if you heard about it. It's Russian roulette, but then you have items to modify your probability. It's really fun. It's a really like simple game, very cheap.
Yeah.
It's on sale, and it's just Russian roulette. Yeah, you play against a dealer, you pass a shotgun back and forth, and then you have items to kind of mix it up. Yeah,
I've seen. So I want to say like last month or so, maybe the month before. I remember a couple streamers playing that
game. Yeah,
is it the one with the pig?
No, that's called Liar's Bar, but
okay, but same concept.
Well, kind of, yeah.
Deal. Okay.
Yeah. So Buckshot Roulette is just one like you versus the dealer. They added a multiplayer update recently, so it's you can play with you and like a friend, and then it's the same thing. you pass a shotgun back and forth, and then you have like an item, like you both get items to kind of make it interesting. Like you get a beer can will eject the shell.
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, if you are very confident that the shell is one that you don't want to fire, you can eject it. You can have an item to forcibly skip the next person's turn. You can switch the polarity inside I say polarity, but if it's a live shell, it becomes a dummy. If it's a dummy, it becomes a live shell kind of thing. So yeah, you have items to kind of mix it up. It's just like a little bit of an interesting twist on just Russian roulette.
Okay. Okay. I just have
I haven't
this.
streamed it. I played it, but I might stream it like this week. Yeah,
I put the game dev story.
game this is really fun. Have you played these games before? Like not this one per se, but like just this
I not this one.
studios.
I
Yeah,
played this 10, 12 years ago. I
yeah,
remember I have it on like like iPhone
like an iPod
Touch,
Touch or
like
something. Yeah,
one, yeah, iPod Touch
yeah,
or whatever. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I got addicted to this junk.
Dude, yeah. So I got so this is by a studio called Kairosoft. I didn't start out making mobile phone games, and when I say mobile phone games, I don't mean smartphone games. I mean like
Snake.
fucking what they call Garakei in Japan now, like flip
Are
phones.
there any other? What are so like? So all the games was like what Brick, Snake on the Nokia's.
Well, you're thinking of games like back for us in
Oh, okay, okay. So we need to go further ahead. Okay, gotcha. I got you.
yeah.
Okay.
So like when you because like we had games on our phones, right? But like Japanese phone games are something else, right? Japanese phone games are fucking crazy, actually. Like do you remember like what is it, Final Fantasy
I think you said they're like one of the
Before Crisis? Like that was a
before
mobile phone
Crisis.
game.
Yeah, that's a mobile game.
That's not a smartphone game. That's a fucking flip phone game.
Well, we almost had the Engage.
We like Canada got it.
Oh, sorry. We did get the Engage. It almost tried to become something. I think there was like God of War on the Engage. There was like they were
It's like
like
Crash Bandicoot, I think.
Crash
Yeah.
Bandicoot. Yeah, there was like we're gonna make this thing a thing. And now, ironically, now like there are phones like that just straight up that is the whole thing. Like Asus even makes like ROG and everything. But
Anyways,
yeah,
yeah. So Kairosoft make phone games basically. They still make mobile phone games, but like smartphone games, and now they kind of put them on Switch and Steam. So if you're looking at the video right now, you can see it's pretty much designed for a touch interface. You can tell it's meant for an iPod or something like that. Like look how big those buttons are.
they're very big.
Like that's meant for your thumb, right?
The people are very big too. Everything's very big.
Yeah. So it feels kind of shitty playing with a keyboard and mouse, but yeah, it's just basically a sim management game. So in Game Dev Story, you manage a game dev studio and you make video games and you hire people and you try to like make money and that kind of thing. It gets like super addicting. So I got super hooked on another game from Microsoft called like soccer team, like something soccer story, whatever.
What?
Where you have to like manage a soccer team. That got really fun. I don't even like soccer. That was super addicting. There's like a hot spring story. You like manage a hot springs establishment. There's like mall story. You do a mall. There's a school one. There's so many
It,
arcade. So I was playing a sushi one on stream like last year. If you haven't heard of Kairosoft games and you really like simulators, check them out. There's so many and they're so cheap. They're really fun.
well, you'll get the bang for the dollar or
That's my
whatever
fucking
you're.
like
Yeah.
recommendations. Kairosoft games. Yeah.
This, you know what? This plus Vampire Survivors plus Power Wash Simulator. You good for a whole 3 years potentially.
But yeah.
Content wise, like you're solid.
I get like worried though sometimes because I go into super long like binges of certain games. So for this year for me, I was streaming like a lot of TCG Card Shop Simulator.
Well, yeah, it wasn't okay. Yeah, yeah, it wasn't as bad as Power Wash though.
Yeah, I got the year that Power Wash came out because at the end of the year you get a thing from Twitch where if you stream, it's like here's your year as a streamer. You get one
Yeah,
for a
yeah.
viewer as well, right? So I got my thing as a streamer. It's like you were in. I'm not kidding. You were in the you were in the top 0.1% of Power Wash streamers this year. And I was like, holy shit!
I mean,
What?
you stayed on that
Yeah,
for a minute, and I think
I don't
Vampire
even stream
Survivors might
that
be a
long. Like I
second.
don't stream 8 hours a day or anything. I don't stream more than 2 days a week. But I was in the top like percentage of Power Wash
Everybody
streamers. So
stopped.
yeah.
You were going, yeah, because you didn't take any break between the main content and then like you were still playing when they put out the FF7 DLC, the SpongeBob DLC.
SpongeBob was the first paid DLC.
Yeah.
That was a little bit after. It was a bit of a gap. But
Did
then
you
I
do the
saw
Lara Croft one too?
that
The
was I
Tomb
played
Raider
that one,
one?
yeah.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. So
Well,
I played the Shrek one this year. So the Shrek
what
one came out this year.
what?
I was streaming
I'm
that.
not gonna ask if there was a Shrek one. I was like, there was a Shrek one. Oh, man, they're making that. Hey, you know what? Good on them.
I streamed it.
They're good on them, and good on
Yeah.
you. Spreading the joy.
You do like Shrek Swamp, and then you do the only like recognizable locations from the movies. I think is the swamp, and then the town, like whatever the fuck town it is.
Yeah,
And then the other
I
ones
don't
are
know
just
that.
like the Dragon's Cave, and I'm like, okay, that's fine, I guess.
It's a something. You know, it's a place. It's a
Yeah,
place in
the
Shrek.
dragon that Donkey has kids with somehow.
What?
I'm not making that up.
What? Where? When?
Like at the end of Shrek 3 or something, like Donkey and that dragon have babies. I'm not kidding. I'm seriously not kidding. They make like donkey dragon hybrids. I don't know how it works. I don't know how biologically it works,
I
but
don't know. They
canon,
went. They went there.
canonically,
They
Donkey
went.
and that dragon get down. Yeah, don't like Google it. Don't be like Donkey Dragon.
I don't want
Like
to because I might find more than I want to find.
yeah. I'm pretty sure it's the end of Shrek 3. To be honest, you can
I
like
think I
Google that
made
if
it
you
to like
want.
Shrek 2, maybe. You can show me.
I can
Uh,
check, but I don't know.
I did go to the movies Friday, and they had the preview for Sonic or Sonic Theory, right?
Yep.
Why? So they explain it. The reason why it's called Sonic the Hedgehog Tokyo Mission, but why?
Oh, it has a shitty subtitle in Japan.
Yeah, it's called Tokyo Mission.
Fuck me.
Like it's like some wild speed thing. It's like
It takes place in Tokyo.
because it takes place in Tokyo, and I was like, okay, I get it, Japan, but still, this is not necessary. You take that away now. Take it off.
Are you
Yeah,
gonna watch? Did you see Sonic 1 and 2?
I did. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, same.
Actually, I don't know if I like two better than one. I know. I think I did like two better than one.
Because Knuckles
Yeah,
was in it.
because I got more tails and Knuckles. Yeah, yeah.
Right, because it's when Tails shows up at the very very end of 1 in like a
Of
post
one,
credit scene, so he's not really in the movie.
exactly. Yeah,
Right. Yeah, I'm excited for 3 because Shadow's a really popular. I like Shadow. He's a cool guy.
yeah.
Voiced
I
by
love
Keanu
that.
Reeves. How can you not be excited about that?
I mean, Sega's on a good, Sega's on a really good track. I think everyone's trying to get back on a good track. We're not really shifting into game news, but we're shifting into game news. Yeah, Sega's on a good track. I mean, I think they're bringing back their old games. I know whenever those do come out, Shinobi, I think is probably the first one. Then we got Jet Set Radio coming up sometime after that, and
But yeah,
they're getting their stuff together. Like Capcom
Golden
got
Axe
their
Streets of
stuff together.
Rage.
Yeah,
Right.
and then we had Virtua Fighter 5 Revo. That's
Like
coming
for
back
the esports scene, right?
for the esports scene. Yeah. So I think they're firing on full cylinders. We still have the full on reset from Bandai Namco.
I can't wait to see what that turns out. This they announced, I think it was a year ago at this point, where they're like, "Oh, we're gonna start focusing on AAA games now."
Yeah.
So I was like, "Thank God, that's what you're good at. Like, make more Code Vein. Like, stop making SAO whatever the fuck version."
I don't even no, but it brings up to the point like if they don't make anything that's license based, yeah, you're right.
Where's the money coming from?
They got Code Vein, they got Tekken, they got old Namco titles, and then they have Soul Calibur. And what else does Namco have like original?
Well, now that it's Bandai Namco, they have like.
That's not licensed.
Well, I mean, for me personally, like of Bandai Namco games that I like Code Vein, which is like only one game so
Yeah.
far. I really like Scarlet Nexus. That was pretty fun.
Okay, yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah,
I got really into that last. I mean,
that
came
did
out like
well.
2 years
That did
ago.
good
I
for
played it
them.
last year. Really good. And then I'm a big fan of the Tales series.
Tails is still
Right.
still
So Rise
going.
was super good. Like I really like Rise. So I'm excited for like more Tales games whenever that's coming out. So for me personally, it's Katamari, but like I don't know. Katamari's kind of I'm okay with them not making Katamari anymore because
because
they're
it's
kind
kind
of
of remade.
dropping off. But Katamari and Xenosaga, do it, you cowards!
And they will not do it. We 4 years later, and we're still asking or saying
No, one fucking day. Oh man, I just
Monolith will buy the rights back.
just put out. No, I think Bandai Namco still owns the rights to Xenosaga, right?
That's what I said. Like what Namco? I mean not Namco, but Monolith Soft is going to buy the rights, or Nintendo's like we need to make more of these.
They'll
Xeno
buy the
games,
rights
like,
of
buy the
Xenosaga
rights.
and then
Exactly.
and then put it out. I think didn't they say like they were considering of doing a remaster, but then they like ran the numbers and they said it wouldn't sell very much. They decided to not remaster it.
It would sell to like us five.
I would buy
I
like 2 copies, yeah, just to
I
make my point.
mean, it would be nice. It'd be nice. But you're right. That is one that they could Bandai Namco could always bring it back though. It's in their power.
I don't know why they wouldn't. Obviously, how do they look at like the Xenoblade series and be like, "Oh, we have a Xeno.
They have a
Like,
Xeno,
why
right?
do we? Why don't we fucking put out our remaster there?"
They're just
Same
doing
with
the whole.
Square, because Square owns Xenogears, right?
I think they're doing the whole respectful of the original people aren't there, so we don't want to. We can't do it. It's like the same thing with Mega Man. Like,
Yeah.
how do we not have another Mega Man by now? We just had like he's dead. He's dead
Did
for
you
the moment.
forget that Square put out Chrono Cross like 2 years ago?
They did. But I thought that they got the. It's because they had all the original stuff, right? Like they actually
I
managed
think they
it.
had the code, so
They
yeah.
had the code, yeah. And I did anyone come back? They got like key staff, right? For just
Well, this was like a remaster, Chrono Cross. Like it was just fucking the PS1 game and the Super Nintendo Shadowview text adventure. I don't think it was
I
that
think
hard.
that was one of the main sell points too, was because that was not released overseas, translated anyways.
Yeah. And the
Yeah,
original like release, the original version of the remaster was so shitty because it ran at like
it was bad.
20 frames per second or something awful.
Let's just say
Like
that it was hype, and then it
it
was
was
not hype
really.
on
I mean,
release.
they kind of brought it back in the same way that the original release of Chrono Trigger on PC was garbo, like really bad. People complain about it, and then Square, to their credit, fixed it. So now, if you buy Chrono Trigger on Steam, which everyone should, by the way, it looks really good. And I'm glad because Chrono Trigger is a goddamn good game. But the original version of the PC release was extra mega bad. It was like smooth. The sprites were like blurry. The tiling was all messed up. So you know how sprite games are just basically tiles that are like
Yeah,
put together.
put
They
together.
didn't stitch together right for some reason.
They just
So
had like black lines in there, just like
I don't
some
know. For some
open
reason, like the
space.
environments just like they look kind of weird, and like the buttons were jumbo because it was ported from the iPhone
For the
version.
iPhone, that's right, because the iPhone was the first.
Yeah, and then the text was like some super hyper modern, just like plain ass serif font text
Which
in the game.
they had the same issue for the Pixel remasters. Like the text,
It
people
looked like a serif font. It just wasn't. Yeah. So and then people were like, "This sucks."
they
So
fixed.
to
I
their
think they
credit,
fixed it.
they fixed it. They added a good font, and then they made the buttons not stupid.
Yeah, yeah. So those things are the Japanese game industry is looking up. Everyone's getting their ducks in order. Even Konami is on the up and up.
I mean, when you're
Hey,
that far down, though, I mean, yeah, fuck.
when
Just
you're
the idea of making a game, yeah. It's easy to shit on Konami, but yeah,
it is.
I'll like partially forgive them when Metal Gear Solid comes out and it's good.
They're making their strides. They're making their strides. And then just like really quick news, I know that this is like super quick. Liza P DLC, the producer was like, yeah, we're gonna put it out first quarter 2025. I guess I'm
Excellent.
playing going back into some Souls likes. I'm very happy. That was still. I can't wait to see more stuff out of Korea.
Yeah,
That
with
on like
Stellar
the big.
Blade.
That, give me more Stellar Blade. I hope they win something. I don't
Like,
know what they'll
what would
win.
they win though? Like,
I think
realistically speaking, like, what categories would they even
I
win?
think the only thing they can win is best action.
Best what?
Best action.
Best action, yeah, but that's a tough
Because the
crowd, dude. I don't.
soundtrack, because
Yeah,
like the soundtrack, I don't actually remember the songs, but I was vibing hard while I was playing it though.
I mean, yeah, it has a good. The boss tracks are really good, and the environments are really good. But
Except for
who
that
are the
desert song.
nominees again for action? Like, it's tough category. Like, best action adventure.
It was
Like, they're not even in
Whoop.
action adventure. They didn't get nominated. Stellar Blade,
Yeah,
I mean.
it's his best action. So I
Best
think
action
it's
game, yeah.
yeah, best
It'll
action
probably
game.
go to fucking Black Myth, I'm guessing.
Well, here's the thing. I think this is the one. I think Elden Ring's in there, right?
No, not an action game. No,
Gosh, that's an action adventure or some weird thing.
it's Black Myth, Call of Duty, Helldivers 2, Stellar Blade, Warhammer. So I think it'll go to Black Myth or God
Ooh.
forbid, Call of Duty.
It has the better chance there
Yeah, I mean of these 5 games for sure,
of those
but
five
still,
games. Yeah,
I don't.
I enjoyed Stellar Blade more
I don't think
combat wise than
relatively I
five.
don't think that many people played Stellar Blade. I don't
It was
think.
PS5 only, but everybody saw Stellar Blade.
Well, everyone knows of Stellar Blade, but I feel
Yeah,
like a lot of people were just like, nah, it's a booby game. I don't want to play that. So I feel like not a lot of people played it.
But for us who did,
For us who did.
for us who did, I will say, like, everyone for the most part, like, that I've heard play the game, they enjoyed it. So, or
Yeah.
they enjoyed the combat. They enjoyed something about it.
They enjoyed something out of it. Yeah,
They
something,
enjoyed
something. It got
something.
one thing out of the game. Yeah.
It got one thing for many people who played it right. And then I think you said Girls Frontline 2 is coming out soon-ish, something like that.
Yeah, it's a girls frontline. It's a free to play game, right? So that's coming out on mobile phones and PC, and in like 2 days or something.
Wow, yo, this week is going to be pretty lit for some launches. We got Marvel Rivals coming out on the 6th, and then I think there's one other game that is escaping me that is also coming out, and I should know it. But anyways, there's a couple of big releases, and if you're into Path of Exile 2, Path of Exile is also coming. So let your life get ruined for the end of the year,
Yep, just in time.
so you can be reborn. Yep. Anyways, that's going to do it for us this week of this Unknown Games podcast episode 190. Did I say 198? 199? We're on 199.
We really? Holy shit.
It was 198 or 199. It's one of the two. Either way, yeah, we're basically going to creep up to 200. We can just be like, end of the year, 200th episode. We did it. We made it a huge special on all occasions. So, anyways, where can they find you on the internets?
Yes. Twitch.tv/Root24 for now.
And then you can find me on twitch.tv/NinjaTrixta. That's with a TA, XTIA. And then I am on Blue Sky. I kind of use it. I've been messing around with it for the past
Yeah,
2
I
months.
should probably make an account sometime. Yeah.
It's there, but it's fun. It's a nice little place.
I should make an account eventually. Also, I looked up the Dragon Donkeys. It's end of Shrek 2.
Yeah, block that out probably.
Yeah, no, you're gonna wake up in the middle of the night and you're gonna be like, man, how does that work? And then you'll think about it.
Dragons and donkeys, they both have tails.
It's not an Avatar thing going on here, but
anyways, everybody, have a wonderful rest of your week, and we will catch you again next week for another episode of the Unknown Games podcast, where we'll probably talk about some more games. We're getting close to Game Awards. Yeah,
Dragon Donkeys. Yeah. Oh, is that next week?
Next Friday? Yeah, the 3rd.
What? Okay, whatever. So in 2 weeks we can talk about it.
We can talk about it. Yeah, there we go. All right, everyone, take it easy, and we'll see you later.
All right, goodbye.
Goodbye.